One of the questions I get asked all the time is, what software are you using? People look at my screen as I'm modeling something and they're like, wait, that doesn't look like Blender. And you're right, technically it's not. It's a version of Blender called Bforartists. It's completely free, it's open source, and it's fully compatible with normal Blender files. So I guess the big question is, why would I use this instead of regular Blender? And it all comes down to one thing: the user interface. Now, before anyone gets their pitchforks, I love Blender. Seriously, I love everything it stands for. It's free, it's open source, it's available to everyone. That's incredible, especially considering the alternatives. But I also think Blender's interface was designed by programmers and not artists, and it shows. Now, a little bit about my background. I've had to use a lot of different 3D softwares. At work, I used 3ds Max. In college, I would constantly switch between Maya, Houdini, and Unreal Engine. And then I'd come home and open Blender, and in that context of switching, it was exhausting. Because almost every professional package shares a lot of the same interface conventions. And then Blender comes along and is like, nah, we're gonna do our own thing. Here's a simple example. Let's say you want to focus on your selected object. In Maya, it's F for focus. Makes complete sense. In 3ds Max, it's Z for zoom, which also makes sense. Those are easy to remember, they're close to the WASD keys. Now, you want to know what the Blender shortcut is? The period key on the numpad. Why? Who hurt you? Another example is the transformation tools. So in almost every other major 3D package, W is move, E is rotate, R is scale. Mainly because 1, they're right next to each other, 2, they're like within the vicinity of the WASD keys. Your hand barely has to move, right? Now, Blender comes along and is like, nah, we're gonna use G, R, and S. G for move, R for rotate, S for scale. Which, from a programmer mind, makes sense, right? Like, R is rotate. But the W, E, and R has been industry standard for a very long time at this point. And every time I hit R, I think I'm gonna get scale, I end up getting rotate, and it's incredibly frustrating. Also, the fact that I have to stretch to the G key is very annoying for a key bind I have to use all the time. And I know people get used to it, but to me, that's like if Control-Z suddenly shut down your computer instead of undo. And I know Blender users are probably yelling at their screens right now saying, you'll just get used to it. And you're right. You do. But my question is, why should I have to? And this is exactly why I love using Bforartists. It takes Blender, keeps everything that I already love, and redesigns the interface to be more artist-friendly. The buttons are easier to find, the menus are more sensible, the common tools are already visible, and it feels like the software wants me to create, and not try and memorize some weird keyboard trivia that isn't the same thing across multiple softwares. Now, there is one downside. There aren't nearly as many tutorials for Bforartists, but honestly, I've never found it a huge issue because under the hood, it is Blender. The files are compatible, the tools are the same, so when I'm watching a video, I just have to take into account that the buttons might be slightly different, but they're usually within the same vicinity. And I find the interface itself intuitive enough that I spend less time searching for buttons anyway. And the big difference is, if something takes me 2 hours in Blender, I can usually do it in Bforartists in about half that time, sometimes even faster. Now, not because I'm magically a better artist, but because I'm spending less mental energy fighting the software. The people behind Bforartists have a motto that I absolutely love. It's developed for the user and not the programmer. And I think that's exactly why this software in particular clicks with me. I'm not saying everyone should switch. If Blender works for you, awesome. Keep it. Keep using it. But if you've ever felt like Blender's interface is getting in your way, I definitely recommend giving Bforartists a try. I feel like it's the perfect bridge between professional softwares and Blender, especially if you're one of those people who has to go between, like, let's say at work you have 3ds Max or Maya, and then you have to come home and use Blender. It's the perfect software for that. Sometimes the best productivity boost isn't learning more shortcuts, it's choosing the tools that feel natural to use. I'll see y'all in the next video.